Okay, y'all, so here we got another video, and this is kind of the troubleshooting problems of Clawdbot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in here how Clawdbot's memory can become a lot better, what you need to do, and then I'm going to show you a process with Clawdbot as far as how I get the skills up on my Patreon and get it to do tasks that I wanted it to do overnight and how to put that in place. So first, let me explain the problem. So I woke up this morning and I had talked to Clawdbot yesterday, and I had it scheduled to do a bunch of tasks for me overnight because, you know, the big thing about Claude is that it's this overnight worker for you, that it takes care of everything. It's 24/7. Well, that is not really the case. See, what you have to do is you have to have specific conversations with your Clawdbot, to remember what to do overnight, and you have to put specific things in place. So I'm going to take you to this conversation that I was having last night. So, good night, Richard. You'll wake up to 21 skills on Patreon, 5 weeks of meeting podcast, video automation pipeline ready to test, full daily brief at 8:30 a.m. And it says, oh, okay, all right, I got this. Okay. So then we just talk a little bit more. I do a little bit of research, and then we come to this right here. So Brock, it's 9:30. I see no morning brief in my inbox. I'm sorry, Richard, I dropped the ball. The cron triggered at 8 and 9:30. Let me get you the brief right now. Okay, so then it gets me the morning brief, which is, you know, all fine and good and everything. But, you know, and this is how you have to talk to it. Remember, I'm here for the people who are non-technical. Some of you all already know how to get this all going right off the bat. I didn't know that. And I'm sure a lot of people who went out and bought Mac Minis and heard the promise of Clawdbot having this forever memory, I'm sure they felt like, oh yeah, it's supposed to work. Well, no, man, you got to go through some troubleshooting. You got to talk to this thing. So I tell it, okay, before we tackle this, let's diagnose and fix the problem. Why are the sessions ending? So it finds the issue. It says that it has this thing called wake up mode next heartbeat. This means that while the reminder triggers at 8:30, it doesn't immediately wake them up. Okay, so it fixes it to change mode, but to me, that didn't completely fix the problem. So I say, all right, explain to me what the nightly session compacts thing is. My goal is to have you work 24/7 and have context 24/7. So I throw out this idea about it remembering things every hour, and then I start to get the reel of what Clawdbot, of what Brock has going. Pay attention to this. I have a 200K context window. Every message, file, tool, output fills it up. Right now, we're already at 100,000 because I was talking to it last night. When it fills up to 95, Clawdbot compacts. It summarizes the conversation, drops detailed history. After compaction, the summary stays, but it loses specifics. So my idea to log everything every day and read it hourly is not going to work because it says it has a massive amount of tokens that it uses. So what actually works is the solution to when you are doing a process on it, like when you have Clawdbot building something for you or figuring something out, you need to pause and you need to do the following. What you need to do is tell it to remember the skill, put it in its memory, put it in its workflows, put it in its commitments. Just tell it this in plain English so that it remembers these processes. Because like I've put a couple of skills in place, but what I didn't realize is that putting those skills in place for the benefit of my Patreon, growing that, well, what that actually does though is keeps a log for Clawdbot, to remember those things and go back to them and pull them. That's not something that I came in knowing. So whenever you build a process, tell Claude at the beginning or the middle or the end, tell Clawdbot, you need to remember this. Like, I'm talking to Brock and I'm saying, okay, you need to remember this. So the real solution, capture things. So I write it in memory files, decisions, preferences, workflows. Next session, I read those files. I have the knowledge without needing the full transcript. What we should do, an end of the day summary where it logs key things before I sleep, better tagging of what's worth remembering, periodic memory cleanup. And then that's where it says you get the true 24/7 continuity that comes from disciplined logging of what matters, not recording everything. So I push it further though. And this is the benefit of talking to it with Telegram or something like this. I use Telegram because it's way easier for me. And, you know, I can give it files. I can give it all these other things. But I push back. I say, see, that doesn't solve the problem of you turning off, because it said that when I went to bed last night, it ended the session. I don't need that. I need this to be a 24/7 worker for me. So it said, let me be real about the actual architecture, the real problem. When you went to bed at 2:15, I didn't keep working. The session went idle. I'm truly not running in the background. You message me, this is how it wakes up. I message him, he wakes up with the cron because it tells him to wake up immediately. He starts to have a heartbeat. He says, I'm reactive, not proactive. But in here, we find the solution. It says what true 24/7 would look like. Keep working after I sleep, wakes up reliably, checks in periodically. Proposed fix, sub-agents, shorter heartbeat. I am giving you all gold because I didn't come in knowing this. When you give me overnight work, he says he has it, and then he'll spawn sub-agents for the overnight task. The sub-agents run independently and reports back to him when done. Then having a heartbeat go for every 30 minutes instead of every hour. And then it'll know that the heartbeat becomes a task queue for the sub-agents. So like, okay, hey, here's your work for the day, or here's your work for the night. And then it'll give the task. Every 30 minutes, it'll check the file and go through with it. So it says that it wants to set that up now. But again, I talk more to it. You have to talk to this. Again, side point, which is, I make this pretty much in every video that I have about AI, why this is not going to destroy jobs the way people think. If this, system, this society keeps going on, you have to know how to talk to this stuff. Because had I not had a conversation with him about these things, I wouldn't know none of this. And this is a big problem because I need this to be able to work 24/7. I put in all those tasks for overnight and it didn't do not one of them. And then when I press them, oh, well, yeah, here's the truth. No, man, this thing can be lazy just like how people can be lazy. And that's why I say there's no way that this is going to replace millions and millions of jobs and, oh, Clawdbot is this revolution. Clawdbot is just the next step. But you still have to communicate with Clawdbot. And what I have figured out is that with all of these tools, from ChatGPT to Gemini to Claude to Claude Code, and now with Clawdbot, all of them, you have to know how to communicate with them. And that's just not some skill that the CEO of the company is going to pick up. That's not some skill that just all of a sudden, Elon Musk is going to go out and learn. I'm sorry, my light died. Let me go and plug this in. This is live, y'all. But anyway, you got to know how to talk to all of these things. And that's not a skill that the CEO is going to go out and learn. He's not doing it. And so that's where, for all the Gen Zers and all the Gen Alphas that'll be coming up, and even the younger millennials like myself who are looking for work, dude, this is the gold mine. Get up, go learn Claude Code, learn Clawdbot, learn these things. Okay, rant over. Back to the subject of the video. So I say let's dig deeper into the sub-agent thing. What if I give you so many tasks that you would be able to work overnight until finished? Like every hour, write a new skill to upload, put on Patreon. Every hour, do a new podcast, because I got constant things that I have it working on anyway. And then it says, now we're talking. We're talking about a production pipeline. So breaking down how the sub-agents will work, midnight till 6 a.m., things like that. It gets a nice session going. So it says approach A, B, or C, and then that's where the conversation ended. So I'm going to tell it this. Let's do approach C, set that up, and commit this conversation to your memory, to your skills, and whatever you need to commit it to in order to remember it. And this will be a part of what you go over every morning. But here's an idea that I got. But instead of going over your information that I told you to memorize every morning at 8:30, you should do that every every hour of the day, reading over those things. Is that possible for you? All right, so now we're gonna see, because I need a 24/7 worker. So let's see what it does. And then I'm gonna have it create some skills that will be instantly available on my Patreon. Yes, absolutely. Let me set this up. Okay, so now we're getting what we need to get. And again, let me tell you why this video is gold for people like me and why you should share and like, comment, and subscribe. Because again, there's not too many people who are telling you on their Clawdbot videos about this process. They're just hyping up Clawdbot, but they're not telling you practically how to work with it. You have to know these things. So going in, you got to know how to talk to it. But you know what I just came up with? Because I'm a human, I can just think off the bat. That's why these things won't replace us. I am going to have this process put in a skill that I'm going to put on my Patreon. My Patreon is $5 a month to get access to all my skills. Instead of you having this long conversation with Clawdbot to get it set up, I am going to have it do this as a skill. So let's see. And what I want you to do is make this process we just went over and figured out into a skill that I can put on my Patreon for is it Patreon subscribers? I don't know. Patreon subscribers, so that they do not have to figure this out like I had to. The process you understand what I am saying. The setup that we just put in place. And so it made the 24/7 system configured for me. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna have it make this 24/7 system skill so that it can go on my Patreon. And then you won't have to go through this at all. You can just come to my Patreon, throw $5 at a young man, and then you get access to this. Okay, so I'm gonna tell it, before we start, I want you to do this. Okay. And then I'm gonna ask, is that possible? All right, so let's see if it's possible first. Okay, so let's see what Clawdbot says, because I would love for you all to be able to get access to something like this. This would be fantastic. This will unlock the 24/7 system. Okay, so it's saying, let me create it. All right, so it says, yes, I understand completely. Package the 24/7 always on system we just built into a skill so that others can install it and configure in minutes. No trial and error. Let me create it. So, hey, look, I'm unlocking the 24/7 Clawdbot agent for you so that you don't have to go through this process like I just did. Hey, 15 minutes into the video, but it was a useful 15 minutes, right? I'll make sure to put it in the title so that people will actually click. But dude, like this is what I'm saying. This is the workflow that can be done. This is the power of Clawdbot. You see a problem, you talk to it like a person. The only thing is you gotta know how to talk to it. So as it works, I'll take you over to my Patreon. This is my Patreon page. So what we're gonna do is, we got the post right here. So I'm gonna tell it when it's done to go ahead and upload it and make a post about it. You know, let's see, he's still working on it. So as soon as he's done, I'm gonna have him upload it and make a post about it, and then we'll go ahead and show it to you on Patreon. I'll come back once he's done. Oh my goodness. All right, so I was just about to pause the video and he's done. All right, done. Created the skill, 24/7 always on system skill. Okay, what's included? Skill and DQ template, scripts, features, why AI assistants turn off, how to fix it, to tell you what's going on, hourly content refresh, sub agent overnight, production pipeline, best practices for your Patreon post. Want me to upload the zip to Patreon or do the review skill? I'm gonna tell it, upload it and make a post on Patreon about it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and refresh this page when he says he's finished. It should be in the latest activity right before this one. By the time you watch this video, I'm sure I'll have a lot more skills, but this can be like a featured skill on there. So hey, video went long, but I wanted to show you all the workflow. I mean, show you what it actually looks like when I'm talking to my Clawdbot, when I'm talking to Brock, and how Brock does work for me and gets it done. You know, long video, maybe I should start a little live stream of these things, but hey, I don't have enough support yet. So you gotta comment, like, subscribe, and share this out, because again, I don't know how many people are telling the truth about Clawdbot. Yes, it can do 24/7, but you gotta enable it. Best thing about this, if you're a subscriber to Richard Eccles, well, hey, you got a skill that all you got to do is go join my Patreon, $5, and you unlock the 24/7 workflow for Clawdbot, and you're able to use it the way that it's being advertised without going through all the trial and error like I had to. He got it. 24/7, always on AI system. Never you lose context again. Right there for you. Right there. Zip file uploaded. See, I gotta upload it twice. Okay, yeah. Done, posted, and it's right there. It now has a welcome post, the 24/7 system right there. And now, hey man, we're about to go to work, because I just figured it out, went through the whole process, 20-minute video, but you don't have to figure it out. Join the Patreon, share this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hey man, we're working with Clawdbot, we're getting work done. So until the better tool comes out, and who knows if one ever will, one definitely will. Gemini is watching this, Claude is watching this, and ChatGPT is watching this. Anyway, man, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.